This is a method of inducing self-hypnosis by fixing your gaze on some object, a door handle or a light switch, a candle or a lamp. If you use an electric light, the possibility of damage to your eyes should definitely be avoided by using a low wattage bulb or shading the light. The procedure to be followed is to sit 6 to 10 feet away from the object, candle or light, and to relax physically on the lines of relaxation previously given, and direct your gaze upon the object or light. Gaze steadily at the spot. Let the image of what you're looking at register on your mind, and continue to look at it steadily. Disregard all ideas and sensations which may present themselves, such as a noise, the awareness of your breathing, little things like that, etc. You become aware that your body is becoming heavier and that you are becoming drowsier and that your eyes will feel as though they are going to close. When it becomes too much of an effort to keep them open, allow them to close. If your mind remains alert and is analyzing your progress, it will automatically bring the process of letting go to a stop. You must clear your mind and keep it clear. Whatever noises occur, do your best to disregard them. Thoughts may drift into your mind, however, gently push them out and continue to let yourself rest and become drowsier. If you could obtain a crystal ball, set it on a stand or hold it in your hands and regard it steadily with half-closed eyes. Similar results can be obtained by using a plain glass filled with water or with a mirror. The same principles apply in each case. The lack of any specific point in distance on which to fix the eyes causes a slight disorientation, first of eye focus and then of consciousness. This disorientation or detachment increases with suggestion. In the case of a crystal, the depth of focus will be the diameter of the crystal, as is also the case with a tumbler of water, or in the case of a mirror, the thickness of the glass. This can be seen if a mirror is closely examined. The mirror is silvered on the back of the glass. Thus, whilst gazing at the mirror, particularly if this is done from an angle of approximately 45 degrees, it will be found that the eyes are sometimes fixed on the surface of the mirror, that is, the front surface of the glass, or sometimes on the silver surface, which is the back of the glass, or sometimes wandering midway between these two planes. The effect produced by this method can produce a number of different reactions. Some people experience drowsiness and may go off into a trance. For this method, obtain a mirror and in the center paste a small piece of white paper about the size of a pea. If a hand mirror is being used, lay it flat on a table so that you can look at it easily and without eye strain. If the mirror of a dressing table is being used, seat yourself comfortable and look steadily at the spot you have pasted on. Push all other thoughts out of your mind and remain gazing intently at the spot. Do not let your attention wander. The distance of the spot from your eyes should be one that is comfortable and causes no strain. It is better if the head and body lean forward slightly so that the eyes have to look upwards a little. Soon your eyes will blink or grow heavy. If they remain fixedly open, they will begin to smart and burn, and your vision will become blurred. Simply continue gazing at the focal point and Soon, a strong desire to close your eyes will be felt. Do nothing. Don't think or try to analyze what is happening. The point is reached when your eyes will close of their own accord. When this happens, let them remain closed and rest. And drowsiness will get deeper and deeper. Allow it to increase to the utmost point, which is consistent with the retention of sufficient control to arouse yourself if you wish to break off the trance. Having arrived at this state, continue to rest. Another method is to lie down relaxed, having previously arranged for some small object, such as a bright bead, a key, or a button, to be suspended about a foot from one's face. This can be arranged by tying a piece of string or thread across the room from a window catch to a picture rail directly over where you are lying or sitting. A further string or thread should then be attached to hang vertically. At the end of this string, suspend a small object, which should be in front of or slightly above your eye level, so that your eyes look upwards and converge slightly. Regard the object steadily until the induced heaviness and drowsiness cause your eyes to close. Then continue to let yourself become drowsier. There are many other ways of employing this method of gaze fixation for trance induction. Almost any object will serve the purpose of acting as a fixed point on which you can focus both your eyes and your attention. There are various mechanical aids to learning self-hypnosis, amongst which the fixed gaze contrivances such as revolving discs, lights, etc., can be helpful in the early stage of trance induction. The visual aids have the limitation of becoming inoperative after the eyes are closed, and it is here that the auditory aids, such as listening to a metronome or a clock ticking, have the advantage of maintaining a link with yourself through your sense of hearing. Undoubtedly, the most helpful aid is a recorded hypnotic induction in which the student is conditioned and guided by a hypnotist through the lighter trance states into a deeper trance. As the student can listen to the recording whenever and as often as he or she wishes, the hypnotic conditioning is under his or her own control. A recorded course by me is available which contains a hypnotic induction and post-hypnotic suggestions that the student will subsequently be able to induce the trance state in himself without the aid of my recording. Further details about my recordings and where they are available may be obtained by writing to me at the address which I shall give at the end of this course. From my own experience, the best and most convenient way of entering the trance state is an extension of the method described as 1, 2, 3 method, described in chapter 5. This can be carried out lying down or seated in a chair. It will be found that if the previous instructions have been carried out by mentally counting 1, 2, 3, the reflex will have been built where the eyes gently close by themselves at the count of 3. Then, with the eyes closed, continue 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whilst counting, a drift will have occurred towards a trance state. This can be deepened by one of the following disorientation exercises. When you have arrived at 10, whilst resting and your eyes are closed, direct your attention to the top right-hand corner of the ceiling behind you. Pause for a few seconds, then direct your attention to the right-hand corner of the room in front of you, to the front left-hand corner, then behind left-hand corner, and back to the starting point. As you are positioned in space and time through your senses, when your eyes are closed and you begin these disorientation exercises, your mental appreciation begins to drift towards a trance or sleep state. And in this trance state, you can make suggestions to yourself. If the student has attained only a light trance up to now, don't draw any negative conclusions about the ultimate outcome of your exercises. It cannot be repeated too often that suggestions can be effectively registered even in a very light trance. The student can now begin repeating suggestions to aid him or herself in letting go. Let him or her phrase general suggestions of ease, of being comfortable, of relaxing, of sinking down, of getting drowsier and drowsier, sleepier and sleepier, etc. Another simple but effective method is to sit or lie down and, when generally relaxed, begin slowly to count mentally to yourself. At the word 1, gently allow your eyes to close. At 2, lazily open them. At 3, close. And on 4, open again. Continue counting and allowing your eyes to gently close on the odd numbers and opening them on the even numbers. When opening and closing your eyes, do not do so jerkily, but softly. Let them close, as it were, by themselves, and opening them smoothly and lazily. Before starting this method of induction, make the suggestion to yourself that your eyes are going to get heavier and heavier as you proceed. And before you have been counting very long, they will be so heavy that it will become too much of an effort to open them. Continue counting until this occurs, and continue with suggestions as described in previous methods.